How's it going, internet world? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. And today we're going to be reviewing the Magic Square Trailblazer. Trailblazer. That's not Trailbreaker. No, it's ridiculous. Who would think that? Trailblazer. This is the Magic Square take on Trailbreaker. And this figure is actually really good. I like this a lot. Now, I admit I'm not the huge, massive fan of Trailblazer Trailbreaker the way some people are, I know. But I mean, he is an original G1 character. He looks great in the lineup, and just this figure, I've messed with the X-Transbots and the Mastermind Creation versions of Trailbreaker, and I think that this stands up to either one of them. Maybe not in size, because this is a Legends class figure, of course, but just in terms of look and sculpt, and I mean, that's a really good looking Trailbreaker. Let's do a little bit of size comparison. Here he is next to the DX9 Dutch. I tell you what, I'm gonna have to make a decision about Dutch, because Magic Square is coming out with their own version in this scale, and it looks really good too. So I don't know. I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. But he's about the same size. I think that's about what the how the size relation between MP10 and the other Masterpiece scale ones are. I don't know, maybe Prime should be a little bit taller, or rather this guy should be a little bit shorter. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest nitpicker of scale, to be honest. Scale is just kind of a thing, you know. I like my robots to all look good and look fairly well with somebody. I was talking with somebody about the Unique Toys Challenge, and they're like, yeah, that figure completely sucks. And I'm like, dude, it's amazing. What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, it's the wrong scale and everything. I was like, what? He was complaining because it's 3 centimeters too tall for the scale it's supposed to be in. I don't know, whatever. I'll get to that if I ever get around to reviewing that figure, which I've been meaning to do actually for a while. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. So in terms of accessories, the only accessories this guy comes with is a little shield projector here, his shoulder cannon, which there are 2 tabs here. It'll go into either tab. I think it's traditionally supposed to go on his right shoulder. And his arm cannon, this is actually an accessory. You can plug it into either hand if you feel like it. I think it traditionally goes on his left hand. But yeah, you just take that, fold that back, and then this goes into the hand like he's holding it, and that's how it does it. And I think that's clever AF, bruh. But I dig it. So he just holds in there in his hand like that, and then just goes shoop. And it only looks weird if you fold it up here and you're like, oh hey, he's all totally holding his But if you really need to fold his hand all the way up like that, if you're doing some sort of pose like this, you can easily just take this and flip that around and then show the front side as though it were the back side. So I don't know, choices, decisions, things you can do, I guess. But yeah, let's get into posability. So for posability, this little shield thingamadoo is on a ball joint up here, so it'll rotate all around and point up and down, all the way up. His shoulder cannon moves up and down like a shoulder cannon should, so you can get that, projectile on there. His head is on just a simple swivel. Really good face sculpt on that, by the way. I don't know if I get that. Really good face sculpt on there. His shoulders They go all the way around. They only go out that far. There's no cut on the top because I guess that sculpt on the top of his shoulder is an important one. But like I said, he's got the double jointed elbows. It makes his hand real obvious in that pose. Maybe on this side, it's still hollow, but you know. He does have a waist joint and a dedicated, you know, ab crunch. This is not for transformation. It is just to make the posability people happy. And it actually kind of feels like he's got two joints in here, but one of them is actually a transformation joint. So his hips are on a ball joint, so they'll go all the way forward, all the way back. They'll go out for the full Van Damme. He's got a thigh swivel cut up here. He's got not one, but two knee joints. And so you combine them together and get a decent amount of range there. I mean, granted, considering the fact that his, you know, thigh is half the length of his shin, you know, you've got some proportional issues there. But it is nice that he's got the double jointed in there. His ankle will go all the way to match his Van Damme. That's nice. No real posability. I mean, his toe moves down like that. That's basically just for transformation. It doesn't move up at all. So, but I mean, he's got everything you need, really nothing you don't. And like, he's a solid little figure. I like this a lot. Like, I mean, you could ramp this guy up to deluxe or even maybe a little bigger, and you know, he'll still be more fun than a Hasbro figure. That's a little insensitive of me, but you know, whatever. It's kind of true. So to get him transformed up, we're going to take off his accessories, all three of them. Fold in this other hand. And what we're going to do here is we're going to move his arms forward so he's like a zombie. We're going to turn his forearms in like this, and then we're going to bend them at both this elbow joint here and then bend this joint backwards like that. Yeah, like that. We're going to take this backpack, bring that all the way up. His head is going to spin around and then fold down to be flush. We're going to take his backpack and it's going to kind of come up like this, and then we're going to disconnect these and bring that all the way around. These don't tab together or anything like that. They just sit in here. And then this is going to just slide straight down. And then this is going to all sit flush. You'll see that it hides those seams pretty damn well. And then you're going to take this, you're going to just lift up. There's a joint in here, and you're going to lift that up. As you do, you'll notice that there's a screw here on a slot that's going to automatically slide out. This screw, I understand, is a systemic issue. It's really loose when you first get it. It was loose on mine. It's just going to take your basic precision screwdriver here and crank it down, you know, half turn or so, whatever you need to get that snug. You don't want it super tight because that will cause issues if it's too tight, but you know, it causes some issues when it's too loose too. So tighten that up a bit. It's a real easy fix. His leg transformation is actually kind of fun. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to slide this out. I do have a little bit of issue with this coming untabbed, kind of like how my Red Cannon one does. But because this panel is just the panel, it's not actually that big of an issue. Whereas on Red Cannon, like the foot and everything was connected to the bottom of that. And it was a much more prevalent issue. But this, you're going to pull that out, rotate it all the way around. And then this part, this is going to allow you to hook and pull out this panel here on his shin and pull on that. That's going to take his foot with it on this other separate panel here. Then this is going to rotate about. So you've got reveal some more nice paint apps there. The shin panel is going to fold down, and then it's going to come back up, and the foot is going to peg right back into that tab there. You're going to fold up the foot there, and that is the leg in car mode. I think it's a cool transformation. Just, you know, these These legend scale figures, you cannot get the level of complexity you get with a lot of the Masterpiece style figures, but you get, because you ditch the complexity, you instead make up for it with a fair degree of cunning. And it's that cunning in the transformation that I think I really, really, really enjoy. So now we're going to take this and get these pegged together, and it's going to come around. And these tabs on the canopy are going to just plug into slots right here on the leg. And then these tabs up on the front of these panels are going to plug into these tabs. There's those slots right here on the hood section, and it's just all gonna fit together. And it actually all fits together very, very well. This is an excellent alt mode here. Not a whole lot going on. You know, if you stick your fingers right here, there's really nothing going on underneath it. But, you know, because your upper body is it's either on display as full car parts or, you know, neatly hidden underneath this canopy. So all you can really see underneath is the thighs and the knees. You can take and you can put this cannon back on. You can actually leave these on all through the transformation, but I'm not super familiar with, I mean, I haven't read the comics for the G1 continuity for a long, long time, and I don't know if this is really a thing to have that in the vehicle mode or not, but I think it's a great little car. Rolls well. Let's do a size comparison with one of these car guys. Funny because he turns into a much smaller or a much larger robot, but he's actually a little bit smaller in terms of length. Anyhow, fantastic figure. I definitely recommend him. Like I've said, I'm actually going for kind of a completionist Legends. You know, some people have got all the season 1 Autobots and all the season 2, etc., etc. I want that, but all in Legends scale, and Magic Square has been delivering super good. I'm looking forward to everything they're coming out. But that's it for this figure. This is the Magic Square Trailblazer. Definitely recommend him for anyone who's collecting Legends figures. But that's all I've got for today. You guys, thank you everybody for watching. Go ahead and leave me a comment, like it, and subscribe it. Go ahead and ring the bell. Like I mentioned in my last video, I don't have a sponsor currently, but I'm still going to be making videos. I'm still getting stuff in. And stay tuned for what we're going to do. You guys are all awesome, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a fantastic day. See ya.